Recent credible reports confirm that Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Iran's supreme leader since 1989, has died amid military conflict triggered by U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran. His passing has set in motion a constitutional process that hasn't been tested at this scale since the Islamic Republic was founded in 1979. For decades, Khamenei's succession had been an internal discussion among Iran's clerical elite. But he did not publicly name a successor. Under the Islamic Republic's constitution, the Assembly of Experts is the body tasked with selecting the supreme leader. It has 88 members, all senior Shiite clerics elected every 8 years. Candidates must be qualified Islamic jurists faqih, deeply versed in Shiite law, with political and religious standing. The assembly votes internally, and a majority choice becomes the new supreme leader. If the position is vacant, a temporary leadership structure takes over duties until the successor is selected. This process reflects how Iran's system has worked since the 1979 revolution. With only 2 supreme leaders in its history, Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini and Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, until the Assembly of Experts completes its selection, Iran's constitution provides for an interim leadership council that serves as the de facto head of state and commands all branches of government. As currently constituted, this council includes President Masoud Pezeshkian, a reformist politician who became president in 2024, Gholam Hossein Mohseni, the Chief Justice, and a powerful hardline cleric, Ayatollah Alireza Arafi, a senior cleric and member of both the Academy of Experts and the Guardian Council. This council collectively assumes leadership duties until a formal supreme leader is chosen. There's no official list yet because the Assembly of Experts will determine who qualifies. Analysts and major international news outlets point to several possible figures, but none is assured to be selected yet. Mojtaba Khomeini, the eldest son of the late supreme leader. Seen as ideologically aligned with Iran's hardline establishment and the Revolutionary Guard, his election would be controversial because it could resemble hereditary transfer, which runs counter to the Republic's revolutionary ideals. Alireza Arafi, already on the Interim Leadership Council, an influential cleric, head of key religious seminaries, and part of the Guardian Council. Viewed as a consensus conservative choice who could appeal to hardliners and establishment factions, Gholam Hossein Mohseni as Chief Justice, he is powerful within Iran's judiciary and close to conservative circles. A hardliner with long service in Iran's security and intelligence institutions. His ideological profile appeals to core hardline supporters. Hassan Khomeini, grandson of the Islamic Republic's founder Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, seen as more moderate and reform-minded than many hardliners. His past attempts to enter the Assembly of Experts were blocked, suggesting some establishment resistance, but he remains a notable figure in political discussions. Mohammad Mehdi Mirbaghir, ultra-conservative cleric and head of the Islamic Sciences Academy, is backed by the most conservative factions. With a strong ideological position against the West, could be considered if the Assembly prioritizes ideological purity and resistance narratives. A range of forces will influence who actually becomes supreme leader. Clerical legitimacy. Iran's constitution requires the leader to be a qualified Islamic jurist. That immediately affects who is eligible. It's not simply a political appointment, but one tied to religious authority. Factional balance within the Assembly of Experts. The Assembly of Experts itself includes conservatives, hardliners, and some who lean reformist. The internal balance will shape the choice. No candidate is guaranteed because Iran's clerical elite have competing priorities. Domestic stability and unrest. Ongoing unrest in Iran, driven by economic hardship and social movements, complicates the transition. The Assembly may seek a figure capable of uniting factions, or at least projecting strength. Military influence. Although the Supreme Leader's role is constitutional and clerical, Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps wields enormous political and economic influence. Their preferences, whether overt or behind the scenes, will matter in shaping the environment in which the Assembly makes its choice. There are still serious unknowns. Timing. Reports suggest the Assembly may move quickly, or it could delay for deliberation. There's no fixed public date for the leadership vote. That may slow or politicize the succession process. Potential constitutional changes. Some analysts have speculated that the regime could revise aspects of the leadership role, or even shift power structures, though this is speculative at this stage. The person chosen as supreme leader will shape Iran's domestic policies, including economic and political reforms or crackdowns. Iran's foreign relations, especially toward the West, nuclear diplomacy, and regional conflicts. The balance of power between clerics and military elites, with long-term implications for political stability, because the position encompasses both political and religious authority. The new leader's stance could either reinforce the Islamic Republic's current direction or open avenues for incremental change. At this moment, there is no formally appointed supreme leader of Iran. The constitutional body responsible, the Assembly of Experts, is expected to make that decision soon. But as of now, the office is vacant and duties are carried out by an interim council. While several potential successors have been mentioned by analysts and journalists, none is guaranteed. Names like Mojtaba Khamenei, Alireza Arafi, Gholam Hossein, Mohseni, Hassan Khomeini, Mirbagari are being discussed. But the final choice will depend on internal clerical politics, constitutional eligibility, and the broader political environment within Iran.